Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome to Stamping A to Z. Happy Wednesday. Hopefully you're all having a great week. I'm Linda. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canada. This Stampin' A to Z series has been going on for well over a year now. I go through all the different products. I show different techniques, how to use products in different ways. Today is no exception. I'm doing a faux no-line watercoloring. I did a bunch of series on watercoloring not too long ago, and I know the no-line was in there, but today we're actually going to be doing no-line watercolor. And I just remembered I forgot to make sure my volume was up. Sorry, guys. We're going to do no-line watercoloring look, but we're doing it with blends. So for those of you who've been watching for the past couple weeks, I'm away at the lake, and so I have limited supplies. So I have limited blends with me. So obviously you could take this technique way further and look amazing with more colors that you could blend in together. So just keep in mind that I'm reusing and using the same colors for a reason. Hopefully when I get back to my stash, I told my husband this morning that I miss my crafting stuff. But I can't complain. I enjoy being at the lake. This is our work week here. We're actually just hanging out to watch my oldest. He has his first 2 season soccer games for university Friday, Saturday. So we're trying to stay out here to watch those and cheer him on. We don't get to watch him play very often, so we're excited for that. We are coming to the end of August, back to school, but for the end of August celebration, that means celebration is ending. We still have those extra celebration items. I did notice today that the brushed metallic has gone, it's no longer available. So it's while supplies last only. Of course, we're in the last week of things. So don't forget about those. If you have anything on your list, great deals to be had. Someone asked for page numbers. So all of these extra items that aren't in that little mini celebration catalog can be found on my store, but also I posted them. They're all in the annual catalog except for the aspen trees, which are in the mini. I just wanted you to note some of the prices of these things. Like the aspen trees are worth $49. The daffodil dies are $52. The polka dots are $44. So when you spend $120, you can get some pretty cool free deals with that. So don't forget about that. That ends end of August. That is your last chance. And these numbers are different than what is actually the annual catalog regular number. So if you want the free pieces of celebration, you have to use the right code. If you're having troubles with that, you can always ask me and let me know. I'm gonna flip you over and we will get started here. Flip you over. Oh, here you can see my horrible work view here. Not suffering at all. Lunchtime surfing. Actually, yesterday our lunch entailed swimming across the lake. Now, I did not swim across the lake because the other two, my middle son and my husband, wanted to swim. So I accompanied them on the wave runner. That was fun until on the way back, the waves, the wind started to blow and there was white caps. So it was quite, actually it was towards the end of their swim, and so I was trying to block the waves for them. Fun stuff. Anyways, they made it across the lake, super proud of themselves. maybe if we do it more often, it'll be there and back eventually. So yeah, so if you're watching, let me know. Say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. I try and swipe to get the comments. I still haven't figured out why they don't just show up. If you're watching the replay, say hi, share the video. If you're watching on YouTube, you can always share, you can subscribe. Any way you can. I'd love to hear from you. My store is here if you're looking for the products that I am using. So as you can see, I have some blends here. I only brought out one suite with me because I was doing a little training thing with the Lights Aglow suite. Hello, Yolande. So I have kind of just those kind of Christmassy colors, but I'm going rogue here. So the first thing I'm gonna use, you found me, yes, are these ducks from the Stylish Sketches, which is one of the free stamp sets in Sale-a-bration, so only available till the end of August. So how to do this faux no line watercoloring craziness. So same as with watercoloring, you want to take a stamp pad that is light, on the lighter side of what you're coloring with, so that you can try and hide it, because you want it to disappear just like with the no line watercoloring. So here I've got Soft Succulent, and even though it's soft and a little bit lighter, I'm going to still stamp it off before I stamp it. Now you can kind of test it out on your paper. So you can stamp it again. So that's pretty light. So I think I know I don't want to go any lighter than that, or I'm going to have troubles seeing what I'm doing. So I'm just going to stamp that. That's a little bit darker, but that's okay because I'm going to be blending it all in. All right, so that's my ducks for now. Now don't laugh at me. I know that ducks have brown in them, but I don't have any brown blends. So my ducks are going to be primarily green with some yellow beaks. So again, I'm working with what I have. I just wanted to get across the whole no line watercoloring technique, and you can take any stamp set that you have that's an outline kind of stamp set. This one has quite a bit of sketching in it, which is okay if you've got lots of different colored blends to kind of work with it. You want to start with the lighter of the blends that you're using and then work your way out to the darker stuff. So here I'm just going to outline my duck. With this, so this is the light soft succulent. So I've got that artistic license. I've got the light blend here. Oh my goodness, my words are just like out there today. Okay, then I've got, actually I'm gonna keep using this side. I'm gonna add some lines in here. I colored it first on my sample, and now I kind of lost all the shading that's in here. If you are an experienced, I don't want to say artist, but you know how to do the shading stuff, then you don't really have to follow the stamps. Whereas Stampin' Up, their stamps are really awesome for anyone because they kind of show you where to put your shadows and your shading. So here I've got, and then you can kind of decide, do I have enough? Is it too little? Make sure I have the right one here, and then I'm going to go into his head here. But I don't want to do his beak in green, so we'll leave that. And then I think I'll go a bit darker here. evening evergreen as well. So if I want a bit more, I wouldn't go to the dark one, but the light dark one is probably where I'd go with this. And then you just want to keep blending it in, pulling it through. And then you're like, okay, where's his eye? So all I did for his eye, since again, I'm limited in my colors, was I just took the dark evergreen and made him an eye. And then I went with red around his neck, since, you know, that's what I have. I don't know if you really want to blend that in, but you could kind of add some dark. And then with his feet and beak, I just have daffodil yellow, so that's what I'm going with. So here you can kind of still see the outline of the feet and the beak, but that's okay. If you really wanted to get rid of it, you could use a darker color. I'm just coming in with the darker daffodil. Blend it in there. And then even just to kind of hide the feet a little, you could, this kind of just grass here, so you can kind of come in with this. And then it kind of hides the whole feet thing. But you can see it ends up looking like it's watercolored and there's no stamp lines. So there's no, just like with the no line watercoloring, you end up looking like you've kind of drawn this on your own without a stamp. So here's my finished card. I've got both the ducks watercolored. I cut out the Stylish Shapes dies, both in the white, and then I did the evening evergreen. I have used the gingham embossing folder. This is one of the items that's available for free for sale-a-bration. With the purchase of $60, you can get this one for free. This is what it ends up looking like. It's a really pretty background. This is part of the Stylish Shapes dies, and I stamped it with the happy birthday from the Cottage Rose. I have to say, I do have a little bit of extra stuff here because my mother-in-law does Stampin' Up! Stuff as well. So I've been digging through the few things that she has here to try and make my lives work. I don't think I was planning to do a live every week while I was here, and it just kind of worked out. So just going with the flow here, making it work. So anyways, I thought even though they're green, it kind of worked out. I actually kind of like this. So, and then these are the Stylish Shapes dies that are in the annual catalog. So that's the first one. I only have 2 cards today because, again, I only had so much I could do. Okay, so this one I'm using the Cottage Rose. And I'm going to use, so in terms of roses or any flowers, I had my reds and then I had greens, or I guess I could have done yellow, but I used the yellow for the center. So again, thanks to my mother-in-law, she has a few extra stamp pads. So I took the petal pink because it was nice and light. I didn't have anything red except for cherry cobbler, which is super dark. I probably could use it if I stamped off a whole bunch of times. Sorry, my throat's dry. But I decided to go with the petal pink because it was safe. So again, here's this is the big stamp here. Stamp it off. And then we will stamp it so that it's nice and light. And then I actually have the You could use your stamped image, or you could put this beside you so you kind of have a good idea. If you're using that one, then we put it this way so you can kind of see what you're doing as you go. I'm going to start with the lightest color, which is the daffodil in the center. And I'm just going to actually use the smaller tip and kind of outline that first. And then you can color it all in. Then you can take the darker go around, and there's a bunch of little dots. And then if you want it blended, you can go back to the light and just kind of try and blend it in here so it doesn't just look like a bunch of dots. So then you've got your yellow, then we'll go to the red. And with the red, again, I start with the light one, but I ended up outlining it in the dark the next time through. So I don't know if you want to start with the dark or what your preference is, but I'm just outlining each of the petals so that I have their shape. Because the point of this is not just to color it in, it's to make it look like you've drawn this with no help at all. No line watercoloring and faux no line watercoloring, which is this, is a great cheater way to make things. I mean, you don't want to steal someone else's artwork, obviously, but you can make it look like, it's kind of like when it looks like you're an artist, talented, can draw. No, I just find it has a really soft, pretty look. So there's my flower, and that I used the light cherry cobbler. So then, because I have minimal, I think if I had like pinks or I had some other reds, I'd probably come in here and do a bunch of different coloring. But here I just wanted to add some lightness. So I came in and I just used the Daffodil Delight, and I'm just going to blend. It's going to mostly disappear with the cherry cobbler once it goes on. So I'm just, oops, I just realized I forgot to, oh, oops, that's the dark. Yellow here. There we go. Billiard ducks. I don't know. I think they're pretty snazzy looking for green ducks. I know it's not natural, but it is what it is. That's what I have, right? So then I'm going to just take, oh, my tip is, what's going on here? I'm just going to color it in. But again, when you're doing, oh, see, I should have, maybe I'm going to outline it with the dark so I don't lose my, and you can, if you want to outline it with the dark, again, I don't know why I did it twice. You could start with the dark, I guess. And make sure you're happy with it. But that way you don't lose the detail in your coloring. And then usually with flowers, you want to add some shadow to each of the petals. I tend to stick, it's probably wrong, I tend to stick to one side of the petal. So if I'm like, I'll do it kind of all on this side. I don't know if this is right or not, but it just gives it a bit of dimension, you know, more realistic, I guess. I don't know. And then, so I have found with the blends, you want to make sure things are wet so that it blends better. So if you do the whole flower in the dark and then you try and come in with your light and start blending, it doesn't blend as well. So I tend to do a few petals at a time instead of the whole flower. Now if you wanted more, like say if you had pink or you wanted more yellow, you could come back in. Just keep in mind, if you're using the yellow, it'll probably pick up some of that red on you. But you can just color it off. There. So you can still see the details of the petals. But you've got a bit of dimension. So there, you can't even see the stamp anymore. It just looks like I've colored the flower on my own. And then if you want to add a little bit more pop to it, you can take some Whisper White, create your own blending pen here with the blender pen and some white, and then you can kind of actually come in and add some dimension here. Since it's so dark already, I think the white is a nice way to make it pop and lighten up. You can kind of soften it out, or you can have it more bold, but you could go around like that. For the leaves, I just used the soft succulent again and the light evening evergreen for the veining. So all I did was I went around again on top of the stamped image. I won't do them all and bore you. Hopefully you're coloring along with me and not just watching. So then it's easier to, if you want to do your own veining after the fact, you totally can, but it's easier to see if you do it before you color it, kind of thing. So it just totally depends on your comfort and what you want your look to be if you're following. I found with the green and the petal pink, it does show through a little bit if you don't get enough on there. So you kind of want to follow it a little bit so that you don't have these weird lines showing through. But there's your leaves. You can't see, and then you can see, like, so it looks like you've just colored or painted in this flower. So this Cottage Rose, it's a full suite, so it has dies that go with it. So I used the die to cut it out, and I did 2 of them. So there's 2 here that I just turned side by side and upside down. The Best Wishes is from the sentiments, and this one has great sentiments. It's kind of got like the more you could use. I used, actually, we needed masculine happy birthday cards while I was out here, so this happy birthday was perfect. You've kind of got the more soft best wishes. I used the dots. They're the red and green adhesive backed dots from the mini catalog, from the Lights Aglow suite. It matches perfectly because it's the cherry cobbler. And then these polka dots in the background are that die that you can get right now for free during celebration. With a $120 purchase. You can get this die for free, and this die is normally $44, so it's a really great deal. If you've got $120 of product on your wish list, keep that in mind. It's a really cute one to have. If you could even put like another color behind to show through the dots. I like the white on white just for this one, but you could totally get creative with that and go with it. So anyways, that is what I have for you today. Isn't that cool? I just thought that was so cool. I can't take credit for it. I was watching, it was a demonstrator training thing where they were doing watercoloring, and one of the girls did her no-line watercoloring with blends, and I was like, oh, that's super cool. So anyways, so here are my 2 cards. If you wanna, I will post them later, but these are the 2 that I did today. Hopefully you learned something new. Hopefully I've inspired you to go and use your blends in a whole new way. And I hope you have a great rest of your week, and we will see you guys next week. Oh, celebration ends at the end of August 31st. It ends. Did I watch the video? Which was it? I watched the one video where it was reusing things. Is that the one you mean? There's a delay on my maybe we'll have to chat outside of the live. You can always give me a call. I'm totally available. Like I said, Mike's working this week, so we're not doing too much crazy. Maybe if the lake calms down, we might try and go for a lunchtime surf. You'll text me. Okay, sounds good. All right, guys, have a great rest of your week. Hopefully you take advantage of celebration while you can. It ends August 31st, and we'll see you next week. Bye.